In a moment, what I want to do is go over what's preventing us from having accurate thought. And the reason why I want to go over this is because recently I've been listening to the audiobook of George Orwell's book, 1984. And it's a very, very fascinating book. It was a book written in 1949. And he's basically he wrote a fiction book, George Orwell. He wrote a fiction book basically describing what's going on today, on why the masses are so unconscious, why we can't think, why we can't see reality for what it is. Why is it that we're so easily fooled? Why is it that we're so easily tricked? Now, for anybody who's watching this video, you're probably wondering, do I have accurate thought? Am I somebody in a derpy state? Am I a mind-numbing zombie? And more than likely, you are. Why? Because I am too. I know that. I have a hard time thinking accurately. I have a hard time thinking objectively. Most of the time, I just live off impulse. I'm unconscious. I'm being pulled around, tugged. But why? Why is this? Well, first thing I already know that's come to my awareness through a lot of studying of neurology is that we have two minds. We have the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. A lot of us have heard this. If you've been studying self-development, you know all the powers in the unconscious mind. But what the unconscious mind is a survival mechanism. All the unconscious mind cares about is survival and replication. Also, your unconscious mind, your brain, your software in between your ears, it still believes that we live 100,000 years ago. We lived during the time where we were hunter-gatherers, where food was scarce, which means unconsciously we're still wired to conserve energy. We're wired to do things that are familiar, to keep us safe, to keep us in our little safe zone, to keep us in our strike zone. Which is why we can't think accurately. We live off impulse. Why? Because impulsive living unconsciously, doing things that are familiar to you, conserves energy. You don't have to burn energy as much. The unconscious mind knows that thinking, actual thinking, being very, very objective, taking a step back and looking at things for what it is, burns up calories. It really burns up calories, which means accurate thought could potentially kill us. Now, logically, this makes no sense because we live in the year 2024. We all know we can order food on Uber. We have a refrigerator. We have a bunch of calories just laying around. We can buy pizza. We got people to cook for us. But unconsciously, like I said, your unconscious mind still believes that food is scarce. It has to conserve energy. Our unconscious mind is prevention oriented. We're consciously, we're promotion oriented. Excuse, that's my girlfriend in the background. She's cleaning the bathroom. So, understanding this, that your unconscious mind, your biology is working against you, which is something that George Orwell talked about in his book, 1984. He talks about this in depth. He also talks about how the elites, the people that are in control of the world, the pimps of the world, because most of us are just hoes to the pimps, to the elites. They serve us the propaganda and tell us that we should get a 9-to-5 job. We should work 40 years and then retire. We should collect a pension. We should rely on the government. We should rely on these leaders that are better than us. You saw it with this last political election where you had celebrities coming out trying to tell us how to think. And a lot of times we just go and do what the celebrities tell us because they're big superstars. So obviously, it's easier for our unconscious mind to just listen to these celebrities tell us what to do than to actually sit there and think. Because remember, thinking, accurate thinking, actually going deep and thinking kills calories, burns calories. And to do so, our unconscious mind believes that we're essentially killing ourselves. Understand that our brain is just meant for survival. It's not meant for thriving. Now, what we could do about it is first become aware of it. Just know that your unconscious mind, your biology is always, always going to be working against you. No matter how hard you try, how much willpower you have, when you try to do that new thing, which you're excited about, which you're motivated about, you're more than likely going to stop after a few days. But you have to become aware of that. Because a lot of times we think we're going to get excited, we're going to be motivated, we're going to do something. It's kind of like getting into a new relationship. You get into a new relationship, the first 3 months is exciting, it's fresh, you're being your best self, you're putting on this act. You know, the opposite sex is also doing the same thing, or the person you're attracted to, they're doing the same thing. But after a while, being that character burns up calories. The unconscious mind says, all right, dude, that's enough. Let's go back to the way we actually are. Let's go back to the mind-numbing zombie. Let's go back to our routine. Because acting the way you're acting is essentially killing us. Because again, it believes calories are scarce. So we can't hold up that front. That willpower fastly goes away. So what you got to do is first is become aware that even in a new relationship, you're not always going to feel the way that you feel about the person when you first get with them. When you try that new habit, when you try that new workout routine, this is what happens. When you try to read a book and you get all excited about reading a brand new book and you think you're going to achieve all of the benefits because the book says you're going to achieve the benefits and you're all excited about it, and it's a 300-page book and you read 70 pages on the first day, which feels great. I read 70 pages today. That means I'll read 70 pages tomorrow. I'll read within 5 days. I'll be done with the book and I'll be excited and I'll receive all the benefits and I'll start implementing the plan. But then after the second day, motivation is gone. It's gone. Because you're burning up calories. Understand that your unconscious mind, your biology, does not like anything new. It likes to do things that are familiar. It likes to do things that are easy. It likes to do things that are comfortable. And to be honest with you, thinking accurately, having objective thinking is very, very difficult. But what you have to do is align yourself with it. Practice it every single day. And the easiest way, in my opinion, to do that, it's not really that easy, is to do two things. First thing you could do to really achieve accurate thought is understand what you're currently thinking. Now, how do you do that? How do you understand what you're currently thinking? I would recommend for everybody, and this is becoming a must. This is becoming a must. I'm going to say that again. This is becoming a must. I would recommend for everybody, start creating your own content. Get on camera, even if you're shy. You don't have to post it anywhere. Post it for yourself. Put it somewhere where you can see it. Get on camera and start speaking to the camera. What do you speak about? Whatever is coming to your mind. Just start getting used to just speaking. Get used to talking, hearing what you actually sound like. I would recommend you do that at least 2, 3, 4. I would actually recommend you do it every day. Even if you're not going to post it to any platform, any social media platform, just have it for yourself and listen to it so you can see what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you believe. Because a lot of us, the masses, we don't have any true beliefs. We don't have true thoughts. We start to see that our thoughts have been implanted by our parents. And where did your parents' thoughts come from? It's been implanted by their parents. We start to see that religious movements have implanted their ideas onto us. Political movements have implanted their ideas onto us. Universities have implanted their ideas on us. None of us actually have accurate thoughts. So the first step is to become aware of the thoughts you're currently thinking and realize that, they say the human being has about 60,000 thoughts every single day. 95% of the thoughts you're having today, you had yesterday and the day before. It's habitual patterns, but we're not aware of it. We're asleep. We're unaware. We're unconscious because to become conscious burns calories. So the first exercise you could do to understand what your thoughts are, where they're coming from, or whether or not you do have accurate thoughts, to have your own thoughts, the first exercise you could do is get on camera yourself and start speaking and hear how you sound. Pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to the words you're using. Become aware of your thoughts. Now, how long can you do this? Just at the beginning, set up the camera for 5 minutes every single day and start talking. Talk about anything. Ask ChatGPT to give you a list of 10 topics to talk about and start speaking about it and see what you believe. Because you'll be shocked at what you actually believe, which is probably nothing. I can't tell you how many people I talk to every single week that when I ask them questions, they just have no actual thoughts. It's all surface level thinking. It's all phrases that they heard from elsewhere. And that's why today politics is so powerful, because they know they could just throw a bunch of phrases out there and people are going to follow it. It's wild. And we just start repeating it. So that's the first exercise you could do to achieve accurate thought, is get on camera and speak to it. Make your own content. And I really, really believe it's a must, because it seems like today that AI is taking over everything. Even if you're a coder, AI automation is taking over jobs. And even if the higher tech jobs like coding, it seems like AI is catching up and it can do it all on its own. So the only thing we're going to have in the future is, if you can't speak, if you can't communicate, if you can't communicate your thoughts accurately, you're going to get lost in the sauce. You will no longer exist. You won't be able to have a family. So it's a must, I believe, for everybody to start speaking to a camera. Understand what it is they truly believe. Understand the thoughts that they're currently having. Understand what it is, what they want. What is it that you want? Have you ever asked yourself, who are you? What is it that you want? What is it that you believe? Answer these questions. And if you don't have the answers, that's fine, but at least start asking yourself them and see what comes out of your mouth. So that's like the first exercise you could do, is just get on camera, start talking, listen to yourself. Start creating content that you want to listen to. Stop consuming so much and start creating. Stop consuming and start creating. So that's the first exercise you do. And that's an easy exercise to do. I wouldn't say easy, it's a simple exercise to do, because I would recommend anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes every single day, but it's hard. You get on camera, you feel awkward, you feel uncomfortable, don't know what to say. You want to get it right, you want to get it perfect. But understand that this is the first step to achieve accurate thought, to break free of the matrix. And the second exercise you could do, now if you're not a person who likes to speak, but I recommend you do it, is start your own little diary, your own little journal, and start writing every day for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes every single day. What do you write about? Again, doesn't matter. Just get used to becoming aware of what it is you're currently thinking. And for me, I like to write in my phone. That's the first step for me, is because it's easier, because it's actually a little bit difficult for me to actually write with my hand these days, because my hand starts to hurt. I find that it's easier for me to just type what I'm thinking. And I'll type anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes of just random thoughts that pop up in my head, and just sit there and start writing and just rambling on the topic, kind of like how I'm doing right now. And if you just do these 2 exercises every single day for the next 30 days, you'll start to become more and more aware of, first, what you don't know. Second, you'll become aware of where your thoughts are coming from. You're like, damn, I really, really believe that? Or is this just something I'm just repeating that somebody else said? And if you just do these 2 things, you start to become more consciously aware of what you're thinking throughout the day, and why you don't have what it is that you want, why you don't have that relationship, why you don't have the amount of money that you have, because you become aware. You won't be on autopilot, so to speak. You'll still be on autopilot to some degree, but you'll be more aware and more conscious of what it is that you're thinking. You'll be like, oh wow, where did all this start? Oh, I had that thought about a half hour ago. That thought popped up and it took me on this whole journey. You'll start to become aware of the algorithm of your brain. Kind of like how we have a YouTube algorithm, an Instagram algorithm, where they know what we're looking at, what we're searching for. You'll start becoming aware of your own algorithm of your brain. So these are 2 exercises. If you do every single day, do the speaking to the camera for 3 to 5 minutes every day for the next 30 days, listen to it, become aware of what you're saying, and journal anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes every day for the next 30 days, you'll become more aware of what it is that you're thinking. You'll have more accurate thoughts. You'll have more clarity. You'll understand what your purpose is in your life, or what you want your purpose to be, who it is you want to serve, what it is you want to do, why you want to do it. And just by doing that simple exercise, those 2 simple exercises every day for the next 30 days, will drastically improve your life. So, also, read George Orwell's book, 1984. It's on Audible on YouTube. So just type in George Orwell, 1984. Listen to the book and you'll be like, whoa, this is going on right now. He wrote this book in 1949. What the fuck? This is what the society has been programming into me. This is what the elites, the government has been programming into me. Or maybe you might be like, oh, maybe I want people to control me. But if you read that book, do these 2 exercises, you'll have way more control of your life because you become aware of your thoughts. So hopefully you do it. More than likely you won't, because unconsciously your brain's going to say, hey, that burns calories. That could potentially kill us. So just let Big Brother government tell us what to think. Make our life easier. Who cares about thriving? Let's just survive. Who cares about happiness as long as we survive? Just conform. Do what everybody else is doing. Do the normal thing that's killing you inside, emotionally and spiritually. But at least you survive and you fit in with everybody. Everybody likes you, right? That's the most important thing. Everybody likes you, right? So don't do it then. Doesn't matter to me. You decide. Peace.